All right. Hashem Hashem Na'aseh v'Natzliach. So what is this? This is like the sixth or the fifth installment of Halachot Shabbat of the Bishul. Okay. So we are allowed to put in a hot soup. You say you have these dry bread, toast, croutons, these sort of things, or shekedei marak, right? That is croutons, no?
Yeah, they're essentially croutons.
No, croutons are it's actually bread, toasted bread,
Those
right?
are bread.
That
I
they-
think on the label, aren't they called croutons anyways?
Are they? Maybe. I
never
don't
read
know.
them.
Shekedei marak.
Oh,
Okay, they're very popular in some homes. But okay, croutons are really like toasted bread, toasted or fried little pieces of bread with sometimes different spices and herbs. But anyway, these things are mutar to put them in a soup. Ashkenazim are machmir. We're going to get to that. Ashkenazim don't do that. They don't put anything baked into a hot soup, which is in Kilisheni. We'll get to that soon.
So this is specifically for Klisheni.
Right. We're talking about Kilisheni. We're still in Kilisheni, right? Now, let's veer off a little bit and talk about the art of tea making. I'm not going to talk about the process of tea, but just at home, what should we do? So we have tea leaves, right? Tea leaves, are they cooked or not cooked?
Not cooked.
So
They're
it
dry.
all depends on the company. Really, it all depends on the company. Some companies they cook them, some companies they roast them, some in the processing, and these poor things they go through so much processing. So they're like either roasted or cooked, or some of them are cold processed. It all depends on a different company. It doesn't really matter if they're mevushal or not, because this is not a gemar bishul. Whatever state the tea leaf that you buy from a store is, that's not the gemar of their bishul. That means they still need to be soaking in water to give whatever taste or whatever it has into the water. So it needs to be boiled in order for it to be considered mevushal. So if we're looking for a heter to say, oh, these are mevushal and ein bishul achar bishul, let's put him in kelish rishon, that's totally out. We cannot do that. So as far as tea is concerned, so putting him in a keli rishon, that means the pot which is on fire or is removed from fire, but it was on fire, that's keli rishon. To put in there tea leaves, that's definitely bishul, right? We could safely say that is bishul, and one should not do that. Now, how about pouring from Keli? So that was the first step. Keli Rishon is the first step. Let's move to pouring from Keli Rishon onto these tea leaves, right? There also, there is a chashash that because we know that irui, pouring from Keli Rishon onto something, cooks it, at least kedei kelipa. So if our tea leaves are not have not been cooked before Shabbat, then to pour hot water, boiling water from Keli Rishon onto them is not advisable. A person should not do that. It is a chashash. It might be also asur. So what can we do? Let's say you have poured water from the urn, from the samovar, from the kettle, which was on Keli Rishon, into a cup, which is Keli Sheni, and you want to now put the tea into Keli Rishon. Many poskim say that Keli Sheni. You want to put the tea leaves into Keli Sheni. Many poskim say that is asur. Tea leaves, right? And it's better to be machmir like them. So what is the best thing to do is to pour the cup from the urn into Keli Sheni. From Keli Sheni, put into Keli Shelishi. Into there we could put the tea leaves. That's already no problem. That's totally good.
So you can't even pour it into Klisheni after the water is already in there?
You could. That you could. Meikaradin, really, a person could do that. But Many poskim, I'm telling you, there's so much talk about this already a couple hundred years now. Tea is, has been around for a couple hundred years. And there's so much back and forth on it. So, really, I cannot say that it's asur. Because we say Kirishani is not mevashel. And we don't have to say that it's kaleh bishul, the tea leaves. So there is enough room to say that it's not kaleh bishul. And therefore, a person could really put tea leaves into keli sheni. However, it would be correct to be machmir, like those poskim that say not to do it. Okay? So the best thing to do is keli shelishi.
So can it be irui?
Yes. Irui from keli sheni, you have the tea leaves in your keli shelishi, and you could even do irui from keli sheni onto the keli shelishi. That could be done. We're talking about that the water is really hot. It's right out of the urn into the cup, and then from the cup onto the other cup. What is the best thing to do? The best thing, now, this is an interesting thing. Some people, they play a trick. On Friday, they would like to have tea scents. What do? They bring water to a boil, and they pour the water that is boiling onto the quri that they have their tea leaves in. They say, oh, I just cooked it. But that's not really cooking. We said, irui, what does it do? Kedei kelipa cooks. But what about the other things, the other leaves that are in the bottom? Right. There is a trick for that also. As you're pouring, you stir it to make sure that the water goes all over. There is then what to rely on. But whatever it is, the best thing to do is to bring it to a boil. Right? Just put it mildly on the fire. It comes to a boil, turn it right off, and that's it. And there you have your tea scents. And then what you do is you have on Shabbat your tea scents, and you put water directly from the urn onto the cups, and then you pour your tea scents into these cups.
Can you do the other way?
Oh, I was waiting for that.
Cliche.
Yeah, directly into klisheni. We want to use klisheni. We don't want to go resort to klisheni. Why make so many cups dirty? Who's going to wash them? Now you could even do into your klisheni, pour from this tea sense into this klisheni, and on it directly from keli rishon onto your tea sense.
If you made the tea essence properly.
That's what we're saying. We're talking about in this segment. We're talking about that you haven't made your tea essence good, strong, and nice, cooked, boiled, and now no problem. What are you afraid of? Bishul? And bishul. It's already cooked, and everything is nice and good. Now, if your tea essence is hot, right? That's even better. To pour your tea essence first, and then to pour the hot water on it from the urn, according to Ashkenazim. But for Sephardim, custom of Sephardim is no, it doesn't matter. Even if your tea essence is hot, once you put it into keli sheni, it already went down. It already is considered it's just cold already. So in that case, it doesn't matter. Put your water first, and then put your tea essence, because you don't gain anything. For Ashkenazim, it's better, because as we said, as long as it's a little it's a little warmish, then you could pour the hot water on it, no problem. But we say, according to the custom of Sephardim, this is not going to help us. So then, in this case, we put the hot water from the urn onto the cup, and onto it, we put the tea sense.
You're not afraid of coloring. This is not the coloring issue.
Very good question. No. Ein tzevi'ah b'ma'achad.
Sorry, I missed it a little bit. I thought we said we could pour the tea essence into klisheni and then pour hot water on.
Yes, we could do that.
Okay, so what did I just?
So then I said if your tea essence is hot, right? According to Ashkenazim, better if you pour your tea essence in and then put the hot water over it. But for Sephardim, if a person is like thinking, oh, I'm going to do something great, For us, once you pour that tea essence into the cup, this is just as good as cold. Won't matter. So that's why I'm saying it would be better to do it the other way, to put the hot water in, and then once you have the hot water in to Kirishani, on that put the tea essence. But still, halachically, one is allowed to put the tea essence in first. It doesn't matter. It's not because we were dealing with Kirishani already. Once your tea essence entered, this is in Kirishani, and it's not. It doesn't matter anymore. It's not considered hot as Let's say we'll be happy and that we have something hot, and I'm pouring the hot water over the hot water. That's all. That's all I'm saying. Meaning we're not going to gain anything.
What if you did not make proper tea essence? Let's say it was you just poured hot water on the leaves and you don't have any other tea available. What do you do?
So then Kirishani.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So as far as coloring, we're not worried about coloring, right? Because we say en sevia b'machal, you could do this. Then basically, probably most of the teas they're just food coloring anyway. That's all it is. I don't think they have. I'm not sure if they have any. Once they're done with all the processing, I don't know. Besides for taste and color, I don't know what else they have. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on this. Don't record me on this. But that's one thing. The same thing with you have a light color wine, like you want to put some grape juice in it, no problem, right? We say en tziyaveh b'macha, and one is allowed to do that. Okay. Let's say Rav Ovadia brings this down. He says, let's say your tea essence runs out, right? Baruch Hashem, you have plenty of guests, and it's over. It's finished. What can you do? Right, in the Quri, your tea essence ran out, so it's like there's no more. What are you going to do? You could go ahead and pour. This thing is cooked, right? So you could pour hot water from the urn directly onto this and then use it. Right?
Even if there's no water left in there?
Even if there's no water left.
Because it was already cooked.
Right? It's already cooked. Now, if there is a little bit water left, then wait a minute. Then you are yesh bishul achar bishul belach. Right? We say if it's a little bit water in it, it's fine. We could do it. If there's a little bit water.
You have to pour it really fast?
No, you don't have to. That's if there's some, it's cold and there is a significant amount, then you need to pour a big amount at one shot.
But it doesn't cook.
But that doesn't make sense even to do. So wait for it to finish, and then if you need more, just add hot water to it. Now, what if your question, you didn't cook them properly on Friday, right? And all you did was just you poured boiling water on them, right? So then, first of all, if as he did it, he stirred, then we could be mekel to add to them boiling water on Shabbat. But if he didn't do that, he just poured hot water onto these things on Shabbat, then I think the best thing to resort to is Kiddush Shlishi. We go back to what we said before, right? To do that. Good? Makes sense? Now, what about coffee and cocoa powder? What about those? So, according to As-Sefaradim, one is allowed to pour hot water, boiling hot water, onto the what is called Turkish coffee or cocoa powder, right? But he has to make sure that these things have been roasted, right? To make sure. I mean, definitely, coffee beans have been roasted, and now they're ground, and also cocoa beans have been roasted and they're being ground. So a person wants to make coffee or wants to make this hot cocoa stuff, right? Is he allowed to pour boiling water directly onto these things? Yes, we could. However, better to be machmir and first put the hot water in it, then put these guys in it.
For instant coffee?
No, we're not
not
talking about
instant
instant coffee.
Turkish.
We get to instant coffee. Instant coffee is cooked.
Right.
Instant coffee is not even roasted, right? So we're talking about regular Turkish coffee, as you know, or just ground coffee beans. Ashkenazim, there's a problem because they hold yesh bishul achar keliyah. That means there is, this is bishul. Although it was roasted, so we're going to get to that, but when you pour hot water on it, you're cooking it. This is an act of bishul, according to Ashkenazi poskim, and they would have to do this. They would have to pour the water into keli shelishi, and then to pour the coffee onto that. But according to us, right onto keli sheni, pour your coffee, no problem. If your coffee has different flavoring added to it, they could have cardamom, they could have the vanilla added to them. These things aren't cooked, aren't roasted. They were just added, these sort of things. Or even the cocoa powder.
The tea even. Tea bags.
Tea bags,
They have cardamom.
they have cardamom, but possible that the cardamom also over there is not roasted or cooked or anything. Then we have a problem.
If you're using tea bags, usually you're doing it in cliche anyways.
True.
Good cliche.
Not necessarily. You could take the
She's
hot
right.
water from the urn into a cup, and then that's already
It's
cliche.
klipa.
Right.
So the bag.
So we said the bag, you remember, that's
Right,
Iru,
the
right?
bag is.
We have the bag, but that, see, the bag only saves us from irui, right? If you have the tea bag in the cup, and you pour directly from the urn onto the bag, then it's gonna hit the bag first. So,
That's okay.
but then if you let it soak into this water, that's where the poskim have also a problem with it. The initial impact, we say, oh, Baruch Hashem, irui, I did irui right onto the bag. The bag got cooked, and I'm safe. But then letting it sit, the poskim bring down. Rav David Yosef is very machmir on this, and he says, no, the soaking of this thing in there is going to be a thing.
So
Again,
what do we do?
going back to Chazon Ovadia, according to Rav Ovadia, we said that in Keli Sheni, you put a tea bag into Keli Sheni, we're fine. Rav Ovadia also writes, Nachon la'achmir. He also
So
writes,
cliche, not eerie cliche.
right. Iru Keli Sheni, we said it's
Cliche
fine.
After that, you mean
Irui Klirishon.
Iru Keli Rishon, no. Right, not to do. But
Bakli Rishon, Bakli Sheni is fine.
Keli Sheni, you want to put your tea bag into Keli Sheni, we said it's fine, but even that, Rav Ovadia says, Nachon la'achmir. We said it last time around also. Rav Ovadia also over there says, Nachon la'achmir. Tov la'achmir, I think that was the language for it. So that's what we have. Other poskim that I'm telling you, there's a lot of back and forth on this. And so we'll play it safe and see where that'll take us. Okay, where was he? Oh, so the flavoring, we have a problem. This flavoring is not cooked. You're right. Maybe in the tea bag as well. They have this flavoring. I don't know how it works. How do they add the flavoring onto the thing? Onto the tea? Do they cook it with it, or do they just stuff some things in
I
the
think
bag?
they just spray it. They have it in a
Is that
liquid
what it
form
is?
and they spray it on it.
I have no idea. This is something to be found out. And if we want to do this, we have to find out exactly. Look, think about it. If it's not cooked, if it's not mevushal, and we are putting it into keli rishon, into keli sheni, then and if it's kale bishul, then we have a problem, right? Becomes an issue. So the best thing to do is to just cook it up right before Shabbat. The person make sure that these things are boiled up before Shabbat. Then we're totally off the hook. Otherwise, we'll have to wait for Mr. Keli Shelishi. Keli Sheni itself becomes a little hazy. However, if you have instant coffee, right, and sugar, right, both of which are cooked, they have gone through a cooking process, so you could even put them into a keli rishon, which was removed from fire. Once it's on, as long as it's on fire, we cannot put anything in it. But once you remove it from fire, then no problem. We could put all these things in there. There's no bishul achar bishul, and again and again we have to check if your instant coffee has something added to it, some flavoring or something added to it. We have to be careful, right? Don't use them unless you're using keli shelishi.
What if it's all just like fake stuff?
Like chemicals.
It usually is nowadays.
Like let's say you have hazelnut
It's
instant
It's
coffee.
artificial.
It's
artificial flavor.
if it's artificial flavor,
And
then
that's usually prepared through methods that require boiling.
true. Okay, so it's just a bunch of chemicals that people are eating.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly. Exactly.
Rude awakening.
The plastic rice, that's the best.
Actually, I have a
I
question.
wonder how
about
it
that.
tastes.
I'm sure we've eaten it.
Chewy. I actually have a question specifically about one type of instant coffee. So Starbucks released a type of instant coffee, and what it says on it is that it's actually a mixture of instant coffee and something called microground coffee. And I Googled to see what this microground meant. I couldn't find much because apparently Starbucks has it under lock and key as to what it is. But it's apparently a component that's ground in such a way that it doesn't need brewing, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it's instant. But somehow the way that it's produced, I guess how it's ground, all it needs is hot water, rather than it going through a brew. So would that coffee be problematic? Because I haven't been using it because I don't know if it's okay or not.
I don't know. As far as Shabbat.
Yeah.
Worst case scenario, it would be like a regular Turkish coffee. Worst case scenario.
I mean, the beans themselves were ground.
The beans were roasted,
Mm-hmm.
right? And
Right.
whatever it is that they did to it, unless it wasn't roasted, I don't know.
No, it
We
has
have to
be.
find out.
Coffee has to be roasted before it's ground.
Otherwise, it's going to be very bitter.
It
Right,
just
it is
yes, that just one of the steps in producing coffee is to roast the beans. Otherwise, they stay green. So yeah.
Yeah. So that's a good question. So once it's roasted, and I'm saying at most it'll be like regular Turkish coffee that which we mentioned. That for us Sephardim, it's fine. It's fine for it. There's no bishul achar bishul here, right?
Okay.
So then, unless there's something that I'm missing, something that wasn't mevushal, then we would have to use keli shelishi.
Can you do irui klisheni on such a thing?
Yeah, we said that
Yeah.
these things you could use irui keli sheni.
Okay.
What about coffee creamer, liquid coffee creamer? Is that
Is that pasteurized?
I don't
Is
know.
that no? They wouldn't pasteurize it because it's not doesn't have milk, or does it?
Some do.
it's dairy?
Some do, but
Uh-huh.
milk is anyways
Right.
pasteurized. It's already boiled.
So what about the rest of the components in there? I don't know.
Fake stuff.
Right.
So with that,
Fake stuff also get cooked, no? So that to put, you want to pour it onto keli sheni, right? You want to pour the coffee creamer into keli sheni.
Oh, like when you're making regular coffee? Like instant coffee, you want to just put a creamer in it. Oh, I never thought of that.
So use milk
or duplication?
or the keli sheni,
To add creamer to your instant coffee?
right? I haven't thought about it. It's very interesting.
I guess we would have to read it to see. But even if it says no,
Yeah, what will it say? Even if it has milk, but the other components in there, all the other things in there, what are those? Those things aren't cooked, right? So if they're not cooked, then you need keli shelishi for them because keli sheni, at the end of the day, a lot of these things we could still rely on the fact that keli sheni does not cook, right? We could still rely on that, and even if you pour the creamer onto it, there is still what to rely on. But a person would like to be more machmir because we're dealing with Isur Deoraita, right? It might be, what if it is?
So, well, what's the difference between the lemon and the choresh and the cliche?
Right?
I'm sorry. I'm just looking
Versus the coffee creamer and the cliche.
You know, you have a very good point.
Yeah, that's true.
So this is what we're saying. Good. Hazak Baruch. We have keri sheni, which into it you would like to put the creamer. So then we go back to the rule that the keri sheni eno mevashel except for kale bishul, and who says that this is kale bishul? And we have what to rely on. Again, we're going back to what we're saying. We're just going in circles. If we have what to rely on, someone who wants to pour the creamer into keli sheni, there is what to rely on. But if a person wants to be machmir, which is better, then so be it. They should be machmir and put into keli shelishi and use it. Same idea goes with milk powder or the soup mixes. Like, you know, a person wants to use them, wants to put them into keli sheni as a cup from the urn, and wants to put these things into keli sheni to make soup for himself. He has to make sure that all the ingredients in there have been fully cooked. Sometimes they only partially cook them, so that, you know, once you pour the hot water, you know, boiling water onto it, let it sit for a little bit, now it becomes more cooked. I don't know, those
How do you know?
dehydrated vegetables that they have in there. I don't know, whatever it is in there. Don't ask, don't tell, don't eat. These things, you know, I don't know. Are they cooked? So the test is we have to find out. These things before the processing, right? Meaning before they were dehydrated, before they were dried up, were these things edible fully? They were mevushal kol tzorcho. If they were mevushal kol tzorcho, and now they dehydrated and they put it in these packages, and now you want to put the hot water on it, fine. But if it wasn't, now you're mevashel kol tzorcho. By pouring the hot water or putting them into keli sheni, you are perfecting them, and that's a problem, right? These things have to be found out before a person wants to do these things on Shabbat. So even if you want to put it into keli shelishi, we have an issue, right? You pour your hot water from the urn. You pour your hot water from the urn into the cup, right? And then from this cup you put it in the different cup and you pour this stuff in it and you close it up, let it sit. This act could be finishing off the job, you know, the melacha of bishul for these things.
Is there a
What's
certain
these things?
temperature?
There's other stuff besides soup that's like that.
Like what?
Didn't you just say the
Milk
powder
creamer.
coffee creamer?
Milk powder.
No, milk powder. They bring down milk powder also. You have to find out if there is any additives to the milk powder, then it's a problem. But if it's milk powder by definition has been pasteurized first and then dehydrated. That's how they do it.
Is there a certain temperature that you could actually put in these soups?
Yeah, if it's not yasoredet, but you're fine.
Okay.
You know,
You can put it in kli sheni and kli shlishi?
you could leave it in keli rishon, right? As long as it loses its yasoredet status,
Okay.
you put it in, you're fine. Right?
Okay.
This is only, we're dealing with Yatsoredet. This is the fear, right? That if it's Yatsoredet, if it's not Yatsoredet, we're good to go. So the same thing here by this, the soup stuff are scary. I mean, there are, you know, the cubes. So the cubes, what do they have? You know, it's all totally ground up, totally, like, you know, they have been cooked and then dehydrated. But then there is the other things, the traditional soup and the other things that, you know, sometimes for some reason, maybe they wouldn't cook it all the way. Then we are finishing it off. And that's a problem. Yes. Okay, good. So this is. Let's move to the next segment. Next segment is about what we started off with, bishul achar afia otzelia, right? Cooking after something is roasted, or I should go in order, after something is baked or roasted. Okay. So on this, there is a lot of um, controversies. So Rishonim already, right? Rishonim argue something that was baked or roasted, and now someone wants to cook it on Shabbat. And according to some Rishonim, even though we say em bishul achar bishul, once something is cooked, then if you heat it up again on Shabbat, that's not considered cooking at all. However, if something was baked or roasted, and now you want to put it into keli rishon, right, which is hot, this is considered cooking, right? Yesh bishul achar afiyah. And some say because of this, it would be asur to put your, let's say you have a piece of bread and you would like to put it in your soup, right? It's asur to do that on Shabbat because they say that bread is kalei bishul. And when you put it in your bowl of soup, right, you are cooking it, right? Being that it's so soft and you're putting it in the soup, yesh bishul achar afiyah. And you're cooking up this nice piece of bread. Even keli sheni, right?
But then how does
Kalei
that?
bishul. They say it's kalei bishul, and therefore it's asur.
What about croutons? We said croutons were well
You remember we said according to Sephardim. That what we said. We're going to get to that.
Okay.
Croutons are roasted, I think.
Well, it's the bread. It's when you're not talking about
so
the
not
little
roasted,
squares. We're
they're
talking
just-
about like actual bread squares.
Right. They're baked. I'm
Right.
sorry. They're baked. That's afiyah, right? So they say yesh bishul achar afiyah. That means if it was baked in the oven, and now you want to put it in your soup, this is the bishul. You're cooking it. According to those- No. Wait.
Just
I'm going in
I do
order.
that for my baby all the time.
Good. Sephardim, we don't hold like that. Some Rishonim say that no, although this is there is such a thing as bishul achar afiyah. That means once this thing was baked in an oven, now if you want to go ahead and put it in a keli rishon, that's bishul achar afiyah. That is considered bishul. But by bread into keli sheni, they said it's fine. I'm going still high above in the Rishonim. Some Rishonim say no, just like we say en bishul achar bishul, we say en bishul achar afiyah, en bishul achar tziliyah, just like there's not considered bishul. Once something is cooked, now you want to cook it again, no problem. So too, if something was baked, or something was roasted, or barbecued, or whatever other means is, and now you want to put it into a pot which is hot, no problem. You see the range.
Enhancing it, you're not.
You're not, right. That's what they say. That's exactly what they say. You're not enhancing it. The other ones, they say no. Until now, it was cooked through a different method. Now that you're using the method of bishul, this is a different method, and now you're cooking it. So you see where they're all coming from. It's a different method, and now you're actually cooking it, and it will affect the food, and it does. But other Rishonim, they say no, you've done the job, and therefore you killed all the enzymes, and it's all good. This is a machloket. Look, we're not going to decide who's right, who's wrong. The question becomes in the Shulchan Aruch. Maran Shulchan Aruch, what does he hold? In Maran Shulchan Aruch, there is a machloket. Between Achronim, later Chachamim, previous 300 years, what did he hold? Some say that he held that yesh bishul achar afiyah tzliya. Some say no. Maran also holds, like those Rishonim, that en bishul achar afiyah tzliya.
We don't have his writing.
We have. We're just trying to figure out. It's not very clear. It's not very clear because in one place he says one thing, in another place he says something else. It's not very clear. That's the problem. Sephardim, custom of Sephardim is lema'aseh that we hold according to Maran Shulchan Aruch. Most Sephardim bring down and bishul achar afiyah utzliya. There is no bishul achar afiyah. That's why according to us, you could put croutons, you could put shekidei marak, into your soup and enjoy. For Ashkenazim though, they don't hold like that. Ashkenazi poskim, They hold that yesh bishul chaveh. That's why, if they want to put croutons and the other things into soup, they would have to put it into keli shelishi.
So even warming up the challah, they don't do.
Even warming up. Why not?
On the blech.
Well, it's not
No,
cooking
that's
it now.
The bake.
that's not cooking. That's like afiyah.
So you
There's
mean
there's no water involved. There's no. It's totally dry.
You're kind of roasting the bread. You know?
It's not roasting really. It's not. It's like baking, right? So that's fine. But for them though, keli shelishi is fine. And basically, they could rely on this. The ladle would become keli sheni. Once you pour it into the soup tureen, it's already keli shelishi. From the soup tureen, people will remove it with a ladle again, keli revi'i. From the soup tureen into their own soup bowl, keli chamishi. We're good to go. So we found a way for Ashkenazim also to be able to have all the good stuff.
So Kli Rishon for sure not, but Kli Sheni